totally controlled by the demon, and while the daughter is just like was the perfect vessel, just really couldn't like inherit the whole entire demon, and that killed her by like cutting her head off, freeing her from mental illness. It was like more of like not killing her, but like freeing her head, the mental illness part. And then the son was never really even touched until at the end of the movie. Like it got into the mom finally, and it freed her by having her cut her own head off.
Right.
See, whoever head was cut off means that they was officially freed. And that's the grandma, the mom, and the daughter, the granddaughter. Your all heads were cut off. It means they're all freed by like the demon. The demon allowed them to be free. All the other families killed themselves, and that means they weren't free. That means they're just like discarded. The son, they had his head cut off because he would soon become the perfect host for Payman. Now, Payman lives with us now, and fucking through Alex Wolff's character. So now, like, I kind of want to see a movie of just like what happens from here. Like, does he have a regular does Payman live a regular life, and like he goes to high school and like has all these makes all these followers in high school and throughout the world, just like follows everybody.
So we're talking about Hereditary. Great intro, by the way. Man, I'm Brandon.
All hell Payman.
Oh man. Oh no. Oh no. No. None of that here. I don't think so. I don't think so at all, man. So yeah. We're not just talking about Hereditary though. Because
no.
There was another movie we saw.
Both of these movies. We're gonna get the scores out of the way. What's your score for Upgrade?
Upgrade is okay. So yeah, because I've been thinking about it, it's closer to probably closer to like a 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
I think it's a genuine 8.
Okay.
Just because like I think it was a really fun movie. I think the concept was better than some of the execution parts.
Right.
I think the acting was pretty good by Tom Hardy 2.0.
Logan Marshall Green.
And the crazy lady from Get Out. I think that was pretty. I think she did pretty good.
Oh yeah. Samir or something. Wiley. Yeah.
I really like the camera and like work from like when he's like running and focusing on like the
I love it so much. Like that's my favorite part of that movie.
Yeah.
I think.
But then like
it looks so cool.
Some of the acting from like the weird techie guy. Still, I'm not a fan of. Like I feel like they could have picked somebody better. Like I don't know. Like I feel like anybody else but him would have did a better job. I don't know. He didn't sell it for me.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like little things like that. That's what brought it down for me. That's why the only reason I'm saying 7. Like I love this movie, but like
wasn't it his girlfriend or whatever, like the pink Power Ranger from back in the day, something like that?
She was the blue Power Ranger from Mystic Force. I didn't realize it. I love that. I love that show. That was one of my favorite Power Rangers. And like, oh man. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into it. I was a really big fan though.
So yeah, I'd probably get like 8 out of 10. It's still a great movie, and we're gonna still talk about it. So. Hereditary. What's your score?
Man, come on. You know it's a 9 or 9.5. I mean, I don't want to give it a 10 because.
So, this is crazy. I have like a lot of friends that like genuinely hate this movie.
Really?
Like genuinely, like thought it was trash. Like 0, 1 out of 10. I'm saying I'm giving it like when I watched it, I gave it like a 7.5, 8.
Okay.
More like a 7.5. Just because like the pacing was pretty slow for me, and I feel like for any like average audience, the pacing was pretty slow.
Okay.
Even though like I like some kind of like a slow burner movie, but it was just like I genuinely checked my watch like within an hour and a half, and I'm like, the horror shit did not kick in until like the last maybe like 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
So it was like I liked the family drama, but it was like I wanted to know where it was going. Like it's just like I wanted to like make that shift. Like it was like small things that happened. I was like, this is interesting, but then like it was just like the editing in the movie just like cut it off, and it's like it went back to slow. And I'm like, can we just get a little bit more of that? Like when the dream stuff started kicking in, I was like, oh man, this is really cool. You can play like a lot of shit with it. And it's just like they don't utilize that part as much as they could have.
I think
so that kind of like took me away from the movie when it like it just edited like it just like it just quick. I'm like, all right.
Did it not make you feel tense though? Like the first 3/4 of the movie did not make you feel tense the entire time? Because I was tense the entire
I
time.
wasn't tense. I was just more like, it was like certain moments that was tense, but it was like certain moments where it was like, I don't know, like, I like how in this movie you never really know where they're at.
Oh, you mean like what city or what state?
Like you didn't
country?
never say like city or anything.
I mean, presumably America, but like,
But it's like,
it could be in the Midwest. It could be in the North. I mean,
a lot of trees though. It's a lot of fucking trees.
there's trees in the North,
But it was like
not in the Midwest.
a lot of fucking trees. Like to the point where like it feels like they're the only house on top of this mountain. Like it just feels really weird. Like it's like
I thought about that
it's
the
like
other
a
day.
hill. Like cause like even when, like I'm like they're really far away from civilization just because like when he's like trying to go back home, like they're taking like some weird dirt road, but everyone else like takes streets and shit. And it's like this weird dirt road and it's like one fucking pole where like spoiler alert, his sister dies. But it's like how far do they live from their house where like they gotta take fucking dirt roads and go up hills and shit into like the woods?
But okay, so
Right? Like I'm not crazy.
like I'm a delivery
it's a
driver,
mansion.
and I don't see. I like well, there's no like houses that are that
That's what I'm
isolated.
saying.
Really,
It looks
like
like a mansion log house, like log cabin, and it's weird. Like it feels demonic. Like I'm just saying, like it feels like that house been passed on from generations.
okay, so I'm curious. All right, so we picked up some themes that tied these two movies together. Some things that like are similar, like you know, and I feel like it's all kind of based on control. Like it's all about like who's in control and like the idea of someone not being in control of themselves or losing control of themselves or giving up control of themselves. It's all like different, like a spectrum of that, you know. And I feel like that's kind of explored in both of these movies. And so, what do you think? Well, first let's just go over the similarities. What is it? So like grief, that's one of the big things. They're both dealing with like the death of a loved one, which that's you know it's hard to deal with that. And so I think anyways we can get into the way that each of the movies kind of deal with that in a second. Kind of these like not good responses to trauma. They're like a little misguided, right? Like and dwelling in the past. So both Logan Marshall Green's character in Upgrade, what was his name? I don't remember his name at all. Anyway,
A lot of you, I don't even know if they said it in that.
It was like something. It was like a really manly name. It was like Joe or like Jack or.
No, it's not.
It was definitely a manly name.
Jack and Joe is a manly name.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that sounds like a man who's out there, you know, cutting wood in the woods.
Is it? Is it though? Like,
Yeah, like a
I
lumberjack.
feel like any man with any name could cut wood.
Okay, yes, that's true, but it feels like that's anyways.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty manly.
What was it?
Gray. Because he's gray and bland.
Okay, I take back what I said.
Is that what they're saying though? Like, gray? Like, is that the reason why his name is Gray?
Because he's neutral? No, but he's not neutral though. Like he has a very specific opinion about the world. Anyways, yeah. So like, but the thing is that the big difference between these two movies is obviously this is at least surface level. In Hereditary, it's a demon that's taking control of someone, and in Upgrade, it's an AI, you know, technology. So yeah, that's just the general breakdown. That's the general breakdown of the two, the similarity between these two. So let's get into like the differences. Like what actually like. What is Hereditary saying about grief and how to deal with grief? What is it saying that is the wrong way or right way to do it? Like,
I don't think they ever really managed to even like do anything about grief.
you don't think so?
I think the only time they ever did anything about grief was like the seance thing, where like she wanted like closure, I guess, from her daughter, but it was like definitely got possessed, so it was like never really was ever handled. Whereas I think at Upgrade, it still wasn't handled either. Like, I guess he got all the satisfaction of killing everybody, but like, you know.
But he didn't even want to kill anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so I think both of them make bad choices.
Both of them seem like forced grief. Like, both of them, like, not like forced grief, I mean, like, forced, like, both are like option ways to be forced to like get over it, but like not subjectively.
Oh, I see what you're
themselves.
saying.
Like Upgrade, he like, I want to kill these people, but don't want to do it. But like he's going to do it, but then like goes like way overboard.
Right.
Whereas in like Hereditary, she's like, I want to like get closer from my daughter, but it's like doesn't want to do it, but it's like kind of like forced to do the same.
Yeah.
And then like that shit doesn't
That's
go the way they want to go.
That's a really good link there. I like that. Like they both go down paths that like are dangerous. It's like aggression and like I don't know. I feel like the seance could be like read as a kind of the idea of when someone like makes a shrine to someone who's passed. It feels like that, like where like someone like becomes obsessed with like their with someone that they've lost, and like they just like they fixate on that instead of trying to move forward. I feel like that's both of them do that. Both of those, both characters, man, I can't remember her name.
Who?
Annie in Hereditary, is that her name?
What are you talking about? Like
the mom? It's Annie, right? I think it's Annie. It starts with an A.
We'll go with Annie for now.
All right, for now. And Gray, they both are like stuck with, and it goes back to this dwelling in the past thing. So, Annie's fixated on like how she didn't really
Ellen.
want to be. It was Helen?
It's Ellen.
Ellen. Why did I think it was Annie?
Because I think you're talking about like Ann Dowd's character. Or maybe not.
No, I think that I was thinking of Ann Dowd.
I don't think you were. Because you don't know who that is.
I do know. I love Ann Dowd. She's great. She's like one of the best like character actresses out there right now.
And what?
What? Leftovers is one of my favorite roles. And also Handmaid's Tale. But that's enough of that for now. I don't know. Like, do you think the characters are stuck in the past okay, so like basically you could focus on Gray in Upgrade because he's definitely stuck in the past because he doesn't like the way that technology is moving. And then in Hereditary, Helen and Ellen. Jesus, I mean, like I can't get this name right at all. What's the son's name is Peter.
Yeah,
I got that. That's an easy one. No, man, no. Seriously though, like I can't sleep at night without like having the TV on now. Like
I'm like genuinely like
I tried to not have a TV on. It fucked me up.
Like a small like dive into something else, but like
okay,
man, like this movie's really stuck with me, man. Like I'm not lying to you, like I just can't. I be hearing shit. Like I just be hearing shit now. Like I be like I'm scared at one night I'm just gonna hear. That's just gonna fuck me up. Like that's just gonna fuck me up.
God, dude.
Like I feel like I have like legit PTSD after this movie. Like I didn't believe it. Like at first I was like, it was an alright movie. It had like a few scares. But like when you start like sitting back and thinking of that ending, and you start like I just started going like Googling shit and just like.
Did you look up timing?
Yeah.
Oh no, you shouldn't have done that.
But I was like looking at like people who actually like if it's real or not. But it's like no, like legit this symbol and everything. Like there's legit people out here to like praise this guy, and it's like a lot of fucking people. Like it might be people that you fucking know probably. Like and it's weird.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's interesting.
It's weird. All hell payment.
Stop saying that, yo. I'm not trying to get involved in this shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. It's like you start thinking about it, like this legit could happen, and like Payman could just be walking around with some motherfucker named Peter right now. We would never know.
Man.
Do you not realize that? Like it's real. Like
oh man, it's not real.
But there's a bunch of old people somewhere fucking doing a weird seance right now with a dead like child's head on top of a stake with a crown, and two dead bodies with their heads cut off, kneeling before it. While his son realizes that like he's not himself anymore, and it's all hell payment in the attic somewhere.
Okay, all right. Can we talk?
I can't even fuck with addicts no more. Like I wish my mom would tell me to go to the attic this year to get Christmas shit. I'm not going up there. I'm not. What? There's a dead body up there.
There's not, but
and like wash whatever them shits come out the closet.
What was that?
If I even open the attic and bugs are coming out of it, I'm like, nope.
That's the right call. I mean, that's obviously the right call. I don't know why anyone would go up there after that. Anyways, oh man. No, but like, what about that? Like the whole thing of like, because we were talking about this. Peter jumped out the window and basically like killed himself. Like, I mean, okay, he didn't kill himself, but he
that's
like
the same thing as Upgrade.
Right.
Okay.
It's,
so Upgrade, spoiler. Fuck it. Both of these movies get spoiled.
We've already spoiled at least a couple things from both of the movies.
So in the end, like he him and the robot in his head or whatever like are fighting, and then like he inevitably kills himself. Like he shoots himself in the head, and you're like, okay. And he's like, it seemed like it's all a dream, and it's like kind of a twist. You're like, oh, this is crazy. Like things a dreams back in the hospital. His wife was alive in the crash, and it really happened. And then they live ever after. And it's like comes back to reality, and he's like, Gray's not here anymore. Like this, I was waiting for him to finally break, so I can be freed and I can be controlled. So he's basically living like in like another reality that he think is real. Which gets in the whole context of like life.
What's real? What's reality?
Yeah.
What is living?
But it's like even he thinks that it's kind of fake, but like he's still okay with it. Like,
what do you think? Okay, so then in reference to Hereditary, what do you think is like? Where's Peter? Is Peter dead? Like,
I thought that like it seemed like he genuinely like jumped out the window and was like dead because he was like terrified, which is like crazy. But when he like gets up, like I think he's dead because like you see like that light beam enter the back of him, so it's like finally found a host. So like Peter is dead, but like Payman is in Peter's body, or Charlie is in Peter's body now. So it's like Peter's not alive anymore, but he's like dead, like figuratively, but like his body's still there.
So
basically, both of them bodies are still there, mind is gone, kind of stuff. So like it's kind of the same thing.
Is the movie are these movies saying that control should be? I think they're saying that control should be.
I think they're saying that like your life or whatever, like what really matters is in your like your head and your mind and stuff, and like once that's gone, it's like you have nothing. So like Peter's mind is gone, but like his body still works. And I think the same thing in Upgrade, it's like the same thing where it's like without your mind, like even like without his mind, like he couldn't like move his legs and stuff, but it's like the robot could when he was in his head and stuff. So
you think they're saying that reality isn't as important as what you like feel or believe, like I don't, or something like that effect.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's like hard to figure out.
Something pretentious.
I mean, that's what I'm going for, but yeah, all right. No, but I do think that I don't know. There's something about control is like. In reality, it's like you have to be in control to live in this reality, because like for both of the characters, they were in control of their bodies, they were trying to take agency, like they both did some pretty terrible stuff just to like, I mean, they were trying to do the right thing, and that's one other thing I wanted to talk about. What is the right thing? Because okay, so this is another. I mean, you already spoiled this, but like it's fine. So it's fine. Like we're not gonna. Don't worry about spoilers. Like we've already spoiled stuff. It's fine. So Peter kills Charlie because she's having an allergic reaction. She sticks her head out the window. He swerves and hits a pole, and her head knocks off. It's knocked off.
Do you think that was really gruesome?
I thought it fucked me up.
It didn't really like. I feel like there's way worse scenes in Upgrade that fucked me up more than that.
Okay, yeah, they did
I feel like
pull the guy's head off, like literally, like chopped his like half of his fucking head off. That shit fucked me up.
That's worse than that.
Okay, for sure.
That's all was just like, okay.
I mean, if we're comparing the gruesomeness, Upgrade is definitely more gruesome, because it just, I mean, they had people fucking shooting out of their hands. And blowing their own heads off with their hands. It was pretty gruesome. I'm curious about like kind of the idea of violence in both of these movies, because like Hereditary is more like a psychological violence. Like it feels like that's what Payman's about. Like he's trying to like literally like attack people like psychologically. And then in Upgrade, the what is it? It's not HAL. That's HAL 9000. That's a different thing. What was it called? STEM. STEM attacks people physically. Like that's the focus. Like so, I just think that's interesting that both of them use violence, different forms of violence, but pretty liberally to get what they want, and they win in the end. So like, I don't know. Is it saying that we should be willing to use violence? I mean, obviously, I don't think that we should, but like, I think the movies might be saying that. I feel like when you tie together these ideas like control, reality, and violence, I know that this is a big stretch, but it kind of seems similar to the way that Infinity War views Thanos and the way that he's able to bend reality using violence to get what he wants, to be in control. And I think there's a case for like a similarity across a couple. I don't know. I kind of want to get into this more, but like later. But I think that's interesting that there's kind of a similarity between them. This idea of control and like what do you have to do to be in control? What do you have to give up, or what do you have to be willing to do to be in control, to have control of your life or your reality? And I think that's interesting. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about like through these movies, like I don't know, like themes or anything, or just general thoughts?
I mean, did you think that the ending was effective
for both movies, or?
Yeah.
I'll admit, I do think the ending was. I see what you mean. Your argument about Hereditary, that the ending lackluster and being like just kind of like meh.
Yeah.
It was just like it just kind of like ended, and like it was like it kind of
it felt like it gave too much, in my opinion. Like I liked the setup. Like it felt like, oh, all right, maybe we're getting like one of these, like it might become like one of the classic horror movie endings.
Right.
And it just wasn't to me. It just felt like
I want to see it again.
Like it was good, but it was like at certain points it could have cut off and it would have been more effective.
I think so too. Yeah.
Like the point where like he was just like standing there, he was like basking all of this, but it's like
that. It was.
Even
cool,
if we didn't even
like,
know if it was Heyman or anything, or Peter was dead, but it would be like it just cut off. But you have more questions.
Right.
We'd be having a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. It just they tell you everything that happens, so it's like, was I supposed to be scared now? Because like, but then you start thinking about it, and it's like, well, it was kind of effective a little bit, but it was like, I don't know, like it felt like it could have been more.
Yeah, that's what. It felt like it was missing like this one thing. I don't know what it is.
I feel like Upgrade's ending was better.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly.
Like Upgrade ending was like it gave you a little bit, but it didn't answer it as too many questions. Like stuff can still happen, but like I mean, Hereditary stuff can still happen, but it's like we know kind of like
we have a good idea of like so like basically the demon's gonna take over the world now. I mean that's
what I'm like. I don't think they take over, but I think like maybe get like more old people, or maybe like they like took over his body so like they can get like a young generation to follow him, other than like her grandmother's friends.
Yeah.
I'll be kind of like be up to like seeing a second movie. You know, like I don't know if it's gonna going to do a second movie, but I wouldn't be like mad if it was like a second movie and it was just like him trying to like recruit young people into like devil worshiping, I guess. Yeah,
like they could do what they did for a family drama for like a teen drama.
But the only reason why they could not do that is because they set up 0 secondary characters in this movie, like 0.
Well, they set up the kids at school.
Like, I'm like, but like barely. It was just that one girl, and it was just like a plot device to get to the party. It's like the daughter to be killed.
It's true.
But it's like there was 0 like world building other than like the family, Like that one random lady.
I mean, they did a little bit with the cult, but they didn't do that much. Like they did, like
that's what I'm saying. Like it's more
on.
like the family drama.
Yeah,
like,
that's
even if like they try to like he goes to school and like weird shit happens to like the kids at school. Like I'll be like up for that, or like maybe like my idea would be cool. Would be like having to like even though I don't understand how he would do this because. I don't think he's 18 in this movie, so it's like his whole family's dead, and it's just his kid.
I bet the lady adopts him, and Dad's character.
That would be like I will watch that, like, but like I want to be like, what they could do is, all right, this is like Hereditary 2, perfect.
Oh my god! All right.
Starts off with like shit being normal, like, what would you like for breakfast, and it's like the weird lady's character, and that's him. But like you're thinking like everything's normal and it's like some weird shit going on behind them, like maybe like she's like, you want breakfast? And like look behind there's like a bunch of like old random people just like staring in a room like this, like behind him, and he's just like, and like some weird shit, like something like that, and it starts off like that, and you're like, oh, this is me, this kind of movie, and then like cuts to the next scene, back in school, and like turns out it's they have to do a lock-in. Like the school has to do like a lock-in for like, you know, like they like do like a random like sleep-in, like everybody sleeps in like the gym and shit, like those kind of things.
Yeah.
Do something like that, and it's like homecoming week or something, and like his character like try to like he's possessed, so like trying to like kill not kill all these kids, but like take them as like his like demon hostages, but they don't know, so like. The movie can be like morally centralized on like that girl's character and other kids in the movie. And you can get like good actors and play these kid actors. You can get that girl back, and then like maybe like another guy, maybe another girl or whatever, and know what the main characters. But it can be like fucking good. Like it can be like a really good movie. Like
You've seen Rosemary Baby, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it would go in that like kind of like what you're saying, but then also like there would be an aspect of like. He's trying to seduce her because, you know, demons, they always want to have babies.
Or.
Okay.
That's the one thing.
Okay.
But they can flash forward it, change Alex with character, like an older version of him.
Okay.
And it's like Mark Ruffalo.
Okay. Fucking Mark Ruffalo.
I mean, like, kind of like a young...
I like Mark Ruffalo, so I'm fine.
He's like Mark Ruffalo. And, like, the same thing happens with his family, but they don't know that he's now the leader of this cult. He's basically the leader of this cult, but he's like, Payman, but it's like it's still kind of Peter. Like we see, like it's still a little bit of Peter in there. So it's like he's been living a regular life, but like
interesting.
His friends, like you see, like his friends, like from like the girl from high school, whatever, is like maybe his wife, and she doesn't really know. And like his kids, like he has a daughter or whatever, but like he has a son, but like the demon wants to like he doesn't like being like really older, so like he won't like just like pass down to his son like really fast. Right. So it's like. Or he gets like other deities like Payman wants to bring like his friends like and then like whether like just trying to lead up to like bringing like Satan back like the next movie is like Payman's gonna bring Satan into like his son or daughter or whatever and like make the Antichrist into the baby or something like that.
So this has been the pitch.
Wouldn't it be crazy?
I love it.
Like Mark Ruffalo get like the wife could be like.
What's her
Charlize Theron, something like that?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'd be up for that.
The daughter could be like Chloe.
Savini?
No, Chloe
Moritz.
Yeah, something like that. And then I don't know who this like. You can have like a really good son actor. That's all I'm saying. You can have like a really good like somebody who's up next type shit. Like, or you can like that play that idea of having like, what if he couldn't have kids?
Oh.
And he has to like adopt kids and like, but it's not the same. And like the family finds out and they're like, well, these aren't your sons. Who are you gonna pass it on to? So it's like, and like he has to like die. And, like the spirit has to like go back because like the family like generation thing ended. Something like that. Like it'd be something crazy. Like they could do some really cool shit with that. Like I'm just saying. Like,
I would watch the adopted thing because
right?
that's because like then you could like focus on like the kid trying to like survive this fucking like this thing with his like you know like there's that
like
whole
he has
thing.
a daughter, but like he couldn't have a son. Like
right.
he's like something happened. I don't know. Like maybe the wife like figured out and like she got her tubes tied on purpose.
That would be interesting.
So like, they can do like some cool shit where like he doesn't have a son. Like, what happens to the demon?
This has been a Not Enough podcast pitch. I hope you guys appreciated that because I did.
All royalties.
Ari Aster, if you hear this, yeah.
You heard it first.
Yeah.
So I want my money.
Oh my god.
I want my money, or at least like give me like at least about 2% of like the money from this movie.
I just want to own the movie, man.
Nah, I'd rather get like 5% of like.
Okay, that's actually quite a bit of money though.
You're saying like it makes like a good 20, 40 million. 2%. What's 5% of that? Like at least about like
5% of 20 million.
Yeah.
Phew, that's like.
That's like one.
40. Yeah, 40 something.
40,000 something.
Yeah. You said it was 20 million?
I feel like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like 40.
It's 40 something.
He probably went like 40 or like 60 million, something like that.
Yeah.
I think this movie did pretty good. The budget wasn't that much though.
Which is interesting. See, this is one of the things I like about A24. They don't spend a lot on the budget, but they can make really good movies. And their overhead, so it keeps their overhead low and their profits high. And I really appreciate that. From like a purely financial aspect, I really like that. But yeah, I think what Upgrade was Blumhouse was Blumhouse Tilt, which is their like kind of their offshoot.
I don't know.
It's Blumhouse's like kind of their secondary production company, and I like where that's going to, because what was that other movie we saw that was Blumhouse Tilt? It was like it was something random, some random movie. I don't remember. Oh, okay. All right, we'll save this for later, but I want to talk about the masculinity in these two movies later. We can talk about
it. 2 million.
Oh, you did the math? Man, we were both wrong, huh? It's okay. It happens, man. It's just a thing sometimes. You can't be right every time. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Can we spend like 5 minutes on the masculinity? Because I really have some thoughts
of
both of these movies.
I don't.
Because Gray's like a man's man. Like, he's kind of a man's man. Like, he's like super masculine. But then, like, but he's also like emotional. Like, he's like that. He's like on that line.
I don't think he's trying to play to be like the super most masculine guy.
No, I know.
He wants to tie to his roots and not become like addicted to like technology.
But compare that to the guy who is addicted to technology. That guy, the villain, or well, one of the villains.
He's more outside because he walls himself way too much into technology. Hence, the theme of the movie is like, what is really real, or what is your reality? Like, what makes your reality more like experienceable? I guess. That's what I got from that lady who like ran away. That's all she really said.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, she was talking a lot about that. That's interesting. I think the fact that she was non-binary is a thing. I think that was a little much for me. Like, it was a little like on the nose, but I feel like that's also saying something about the idea of like gender identity in this movie. Because like the cop was like, I mean, even though she was a woman, she was. I feel like her personality was closer to like that of, you know, like those old like noir movies where the detective is like a super intense, like understanding but like really intense. I feel like she had like a similar personality as like one of those like hard boiled cops in the, I don't know, the 80s, whenever the movies in the 80s. Anyways, yeah, and then Hereditary. Every time. I thought it was interesting that the whole idea of like the grandma wanted Charlie to be a boy. I feel like that's like there's something there. I don't know what it is about something about gender there. I don't know what.
No, just to be able to pass on generations.
No, I know, but like on like a meta level, if you will. Like, I feel like they're saying something about gender there. And then the way that Peter acted, I don't know. I thought that was interesting because he's not like. He's not like a man, like a manly man type, you know. He's not. I don't think that he was like super masculine. He was just like, I mean, because he was a teenager, so like.
I don't think any guy in this movie was masculine though. Well, like
I think the dad was.
Nah, he really didn't do anything much. He really didn't do like anything that was like, you know, this is not a like he was just like, you just there.
No, he was trying to keep it together. That's like that's a masculine thing to do.
His mom didn't really like. He didn't raise up to his mom or anything. He was just like. He didn't really.
Wait, that wasn't his mom. That was her mom.
No, I'm talking about like the mom when she was yelling at the dad.
Oh, right.
I don't think like he was that masculine in this movie.
All right. I don't know. There's more to say about masculinity in these movies. I'll figure it out later. It's fine. All right. So, anything else for these movies? We already gave our score.
I think that's about it.
All right.
Oh, so what's coming up for the show?
We're gonna do something about Mr. Rogers, the documentary on Mr. Rogers. We're gonna watch that, and we're gonna talk about that because I think there's some interesting stuff about what it means to be progressive, what it means to be a man in that movie. We don't have to focus on this stuff. You don't think so?
I think I got like, what is the idea of like being different and what to do with that?
Okay.
I think Mr. Rogers was ahead of his time at that time. Like people weren't ready for a kid's show to be like talking about like really deep shit like that.
You mean like we have now, like regularly?
I don't think we have anything. I think like we more like.
You don't think so?
I think more like dulled down.
You think it's more dulled down?
Shows and like kid TV shows. You know, we had in like the 90s like. We had a Ren and Stimpy. Like we had like shit that was really like really bad.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Like but it wasn't saying anything like particularly. Yeah, but
you wouldn't see that shit nowadays.
No, I know.
For kids.
But that wasn't saying anything. Like it wasn't trying to like, teach you deep lessons.
It wasn't trying to say anything, but like you wouldn't see that shit now. You wouldn't see like a kid's show like heavily talking about like some pretty like deep shit like homosexuality and like
no that they do. Yeah,
I don't know any shows they touch it while like having a character be like flamboyant, but you're just like that's a weird like high pitched kind of like character. Like you don't really see them as like
they have like straight up gay characters now though.
Where on kids shows?
Steven Universe, Adventure Time. There's gay characters.
But kids don't watch it. We watch it. That's our generation.
What do you mean? What's on now? I don't know what's on now.
That's what I'm saying. That's like our generation. I'm talking like kids shows now, like Teen Titans Go. Like,
okay.
Or like
Fair
I don't
enough.
fucking know any TV shows.
I
know like none of them have like really like touchy characters.
I feel like Star vs. Evil is like one of the ones. I don't know that much about it. I just heard that it was like
what show?
It's called Star vs. Evil. It's some Disney show, I think. Apparently, I don't know. I can't argue for this because I don't know.
I really don't want a too woke show anyway. Like
a what?
Like I don't know. Like this generation of cartoons and shit is getting pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like
we've talked about this before. It's interesting. You really don't like today's cartoons.
Yeah, everything before like 2000 and like 12-ish was pretty good.
Everything, like all the way back.
Cartoon wise, like
okay, how far back does it go?
Well, to my generation, I guess like to 99, 98.
But I feel like every generation says that though, right?
No, like if you really like look back at it, like our generation like actually had like it gave more to cartoon shows than like other ones. Like the Flintstones wasn't like a deep family drama that had like character moments. It was just like bullshit. Like, but we had that. If we had Flintstones and we made it like in our generation,
yeah.
There's somewhere it would have been like a heartfelt moment where it's just like I don't know. I could see it because I feel like our generation gives those moments. Like Adventure Time was like a happy-go-lucky show until like the end of the first season or two, where like they started getting into like the Lich and shit. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
Lich was dark.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that shit was good. Like they introduced like genocide and fucking now suicide and fucking now mental illness and like
yeah, man. See that was interesting.
Losing your parents and shit like.
Exactly. I think that's important.
But I feel like that shit never happened in other people's generations. That's what I'm saying. Our generation was better, and like they're trying to get away from that. Like we're like they're just going back to like boring like kid friendly shows, and it's like enough of that. Like
enough being like really like intelligent.
Because Eddie had their moments. Like it was a good show, but like the later season when they went to school, like they started getting more like really into like shit. Like the last episode where like he had to deal with like come to the realization that his brother is a piece of shit. But the whole idea, like, he's my brother, like, he just showed me the way, and, like, Eddie used to get, like, bullied, like, physically and mentally abused by his brother, and to the point where, like, the whole town had, like, even hated him, but, like, band together to, like, whoop his brother's ass because he was, like, abusing him.
Well, I don't remember that
That shit was rough.
Oh man, I'm kind of glad I didn't see that. It seems really
last
intense.
episode movie thing they did for like that show when everyone like the whole town was like mad because like some kind of crazy scam to like hurt everybody in the town. They had to like travel to their brother's Eddie's brother's house to like get help. It was weird. Same thing with kids next door. Like
okay, yeah,
finding out his dad was like zero and like.
It's like, how do you deal?
It was
a lot of interesting things about like how to deal with stuff. Yeah, I see what you mean.
How did we get here?
I don't know. We just did.
How I'm confused. How did we got here? Like,
but I'm happy with it because I really like this.
Am I? Like I really don't. I'm really confused on how we got here. Like we went on a whole nother like tangent.
It happens, man. It just happens sometimes. I think that's it. Did you have anything else?
No.
So next time, what are we going to talk about? Other than Mr. Rogers, we're also what do we have coming up as far as like I know we keep talking about next season, but next season we're going to change some things and we're going to possibly have a thing where we have several shows like we separate the shows out because like right now we have like 3 or 4 shows under one podcast, but we might separate it out at some point so that we can have basically it'll make it easier for us to give you guys some interesting content and kind of keep things fresh basically.
And we're definitely trying to like set up a YouTube channel
and a Twitch stream. Yeah,
we may do some lives next season. We get like we need y'all to tell us who's gonna listen to it if we do like some lives, like maybe like on like a Saturday or a Sunday, something like that.
And make sure to check out our survey and fill that out just so that we know who's listening. It's bit.ly/not-a-pod. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'll leave it.
We might put it on Twitter.
Yeah,
under the Twitter or under the Instagram link.
Yeah. So if you guys are listening, if you're following us, by the way, we're at Not Enough Media on Instagram and Twitter, and Facebook. Just look up Not Enough Media.
And make sure you rate and comment
and subscribe. Yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. I've been Brandon.
And I've been Trajan.